So it's a rainy Saturday morning here. Going to be doing a tubeless conversion on Mel's bike. Picked up some new tires for her bike. A little bit more aggressive than what's on there right now. Some Maxxis High Roller IIs. So I'm going to go ahead and get that started. Alright, so the tools I've got put out for this job of doing the tubeless conversion. I have some tire levers I might need. Tubeless valve, a couple tubeless valves there, and a valve core removal tool. Gorilla tape, the 1-inch variety. I'm going to use that as the rim tape. It's a recommended. I watched a video on YouTube, Children of the Loam. He had a great tutorial on how to do tubeless conversion, and a lot of the things he mentioned I'm going to be doing today. I have a injector for the sealant. Let's get that out of there. So this will be to install or put in the sealant after I get everything set up tubeless, and of course the sealant itself. So let's go ahead and give this a try. Again, this is the first time I've ever done a tubeless conversion, so hopefully everything goes good. Alright, so first thing first, we're going to take the tube out of the existing tire and get that off of there. So I'm just going to let all the air out of the tire here. Yeah, so I wanted to get a little bit more aggressive tires for her. These Schwalbe Rapid Robs. They're only 2.1 width as well, so I ended up getting a little bit wider 2.3s. Just wanted to get her a little bit more aggressive tire out there on the trail. Alright, so I'll try to get this bead off of here. Get that off of there. Both sides, work that around. Just going to try to pull this. See if I can get this off without using a lever, but I might have to just use a lever here. Alright, I'm just going to use the tire lever here. Off of there. There we go. So yeah, get this tire off of there. Undo the valve there. Get this tube out of there. And keep the tube handy, because I'll show you what I plan to do here. So first thing first is I'm going to remove the existing, let me just get a better picture. It's really bright with the window behind. So first thing first, I'm going to get rid of this existing rim tape that's on there. It's not a tubeless tape. It's just, I think, a protective tape. So there, I'm just going to get rid of that off of there. So I'm going to go ahead first and I'm going to clean the whole surface of the rim with some just some rubbing alcohol here. Just going to clean that up. Alright, so like I said, the tires I got to put on there are the Maxxis High Roller IIs, tubeless ready tires there, the EXO protection sidewalls, 2.75 by 2.3. Get that on there. So the one thing I've seen online, a few different people do it, and I'm going to give it a try because I think it'll probably be best, is I'm going to mount this tire on the rim with the tube, and I'm gonna run it a few times out with the tube in there, and that tube will help seat that tape onto the rim and hopefully give me a better seal for the tubes, or to take the tubes out and then run the sealant. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this on the tire, put a tube in, run it a few days on the trails, get that tape really seated there well, and then we'll go ahead and do the sealant part. So it'll be kind of like a two-step video. We'll come back and do that on a later date. So go ahead. So we got a little bit of a camera malfunction in the video that I was shooting for the tubeless conversion, and the camera died after only 7 minutes. I didn't realize that I had a limitation on that. So I'm gonna redo some parts of the video here. Basically the taping of the rims, we're just gonna go over that again here. So let's do that. So basically we're going to find the valve hole in the rim, and we're going to start about 2 spokes past there is where we're going to start the tape. So I'm going to get that tape in there. Again, about 2 spoke holes past the valve hole. Get right down inside the channel there. And I'm just going to pull that tight as I go. I want to make sure the tape is right down in that channel. I don't know if you can see it on the video. I want to get right down inside there, nice and tight. You want to take your time going around here. Make sure the tape is nicely seated in there. Again, stretch it out as you're going. Get it right down in there. Right, and again, I'm just going to run 2 spoke holes past where I started. Right there, all right. About there. I'm just going to cut this. I'm just going to go around the whole rim, make sure I got it in there. Really good there. All right. So now I'm going to go and cut a small little X where the valve was going to go through. So then just be careful when you do this. So again, I'm just going to put a little X in the top of the tube there. Not the tube, sorry. In the top of the tape there where the valve stem is going to come through the rim. Alright, so I made a small little cut there. I don't know if you can see that on there. But anyways, like I said earlier in the video, I wanted to reuse this tube because basically I'm going to put the tube back in the tire and reseat the tire, run it a few times with the tube in the tire, and that tube will help press down the tape and make it really secure. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put the tire back on the rim here. Oh, and one little note, make sure when you are putting your tire on, these tires here have a rotation mark. Make sure you have that on the right way. Make sure you have your tires mounted on the rim in the right direction. I speak from experience about mounting them the wrong way because that's kind of the way I tend to do things. It's usually about the 3rd time that I get things right, so learn from my mistakes, people. Stuff like this probably takes people that actually know what they're doing about 2 seconds. It takes me a bit longer. I gotta get everything in there right. Oh, and then make sure you put the nut on there for the tube. For the valve, I mean. All right. I got this little Schrader to press the valve adapter. I think I picked it up on Amazon for like $2. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna put that on the valve stem there. And then I can use my air compressor to pump this up. Sorry if the air compressor kicks on, but we want to get a lot of air in there to seat the bead properly on the rim. Turn that off. I think we got a pretty good bead. I didn't hear any pops, but this is the second time I've done this, so maybe the bead's good, but it looks like it's good all the way around. So like I said, we're gonna run this with the tube in the rim, run it around a few times, get that tape nice and seated on the rims. Then we'll come back, take the tube out, put in the sealant, and hopefully we're all good to go. So we'll come back with a second part of this video. It's technically the third, but it'll be the second part to finish this up. So hey guys, we're back to finish up the tubeless conversion video. Mel's been running the tubes in these tires now for, I don't know, probably almost a month. I've got busy doing other things, but we'll get back to finishing this up. This has seen at least 3 trail rides and even a race, so the tape should be well seated. So let's go ahead and we'll take the tire off here, and we'll go ahead and see if we can get this working tubeless. All right, so I'm just letting the air out of the tire here. I'm going to try to let out just one side of the tire here and leave the other side still intact on the bead. So hopefully I can do that successfully here. Knowing my track record of doing things, it might not work, but we'll give it a shot. I can already feel the bead coming off the other side, but let me just use a lever here instead of screwing around here with this here. Let's get this in here. Alright, there we go. Get the tube out of here now. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put in the tubeless valves that I've got here. So there is a little rubber, you can see that on there, a little rubber O-ring there. Make sure to keep that on there. So I'm going to put these in. Like so. So I'm just going to go ahead and see if I can reseat the bead on here with no tube in here. See if it'll hold air. Then we'll go ahead and put the sealant in. Now I'm just going to go ahead and use my Schrader to press the adapter I used before. Hopefully this works with this one. We'll use the air compressor and get that bead set. So we got that bead on there pretty good. Kind of heard a couple little pops. Seems to actually be holding air pretty good. I don't hear any leaks anywhere. So we're gonna go ahead now and I'm gonna let the air out of the tire, and then we're gonna put in the sealant to that. So I've never done this before, so this might be interesting here. I'm just gonna undo just gonna take the valve core. I'm going to untake it with this little valve core tool. I'm going to take this right out if I can. I think that'll, well, I know I'm going to need to take it out in order to get the sealant in there. So I'm just going to try to take out the valve core out. So taking the actual valve core right out of the valve there. And so I got this, the injector, they call it. This is going to put the sealant right through the valve core, or right where the valve core was. So, see, I'm not sure how this works here. First time I've even taken this out really, so looks like I just screw that on there. So then we're just going to take our sealant to get that, I've already shaken it up before, but you want to make sure this is nice and shooken up. And I think they recommend, at least I've read online, about 2 ounces per tire. So we'll give that a shot and see how it works here. So we'll just, let's see, 2 ounces will be right to there on this here. All right, so go ahead and fill this up to the this in, and I'll just force the rest of that. Oh, it all kind of just went in by itself gravity wise, so we'll just let that all get in there. Alright, so I'm just going to undo this now. Alright, now we'll go ahead and put the valve core back in. Alright, I'm just gonna, let's get that sealant kind of all the way around the tire. Then I'm gonna go ahead and fill it back up here. Alright, let's get the bead set there. So now that we got the bead set, I'm just gonna get that sealant, move the tire all around, get it all spread out around inside there. Shake it all around in there. Get it all around the tire. And I think we're good. It seems to be holding air. I don't see any leaks anywhere. Get a nice bead. So funny story, guys. Thought I'd done everything right with the tubeless install on the bike here, and I thought everything was fine. It's been sitting up on the wall for a week or so. And I just happened to look at the bike yesterday, and check this out. If we look at the tires on this thing, just like what I said earlier in the video, make sure you mount the tires correctly or the right direction. This front tire is actually mounted backwards on the rim. Just like I said not to do, I actually did it. So now I have to figure out how to switch that around on the rim with the sealant in there. So yeah, that'll be interesting, and you know, of course, making this video a little bit more Toogie-like, because of course I screwed it up. So let's see how successfully I can switch this tire direction around on the rim without making a mess. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and try doing this on the floor here. I'm not sure how much of the sealant's gonna go all over the place, so at least this way it ends up on the floor and not all over the bench and everything. So I'm gonna go ahead and let the air out of the tire and see how this goes. I'm hoping I can just pop the bead off and kind of just switch the tire around on the rim, and hopefully everything works. That'd be nice if it just worked, huh? So I'm hoping all the sealant will be just kind of sitting at the bottom of the tire here. Yeah, okay, it's all sitting down there at the bottom. So now, alright. So now I'm hoping I can just switch the rim over here, and we can get this in without making a giant mess. Sorry for the bad camera angle, guys, but I can't really move around too much with this sealant just sitting at the bottom of the tire right this second. Alright. Now we'll just pump it up and hopefully everything's golden. Wouldn't that be sweet, huh? Wouldn't that be sweet if this just worked the way it should? the air compressor out here going, and let's see what happens here. Alright, so I think it's all seated there now. Just gonna clean this up a little bit here. I think I slopped off. I got a little bit on there when I was doing it, but overall that's minimized that pretty good. So we got all in there, minimized the mess. Got it on the right way now. Tires all mounted in the right direction. I guess the way to tell with Maxxis tires anyways is they don't have the name of the actual tire is on the opposite side of the brake rotor. So that's how to know that you have it on backwards, but it's all on there now. Seems to be holding air well. The back tire's been holding air well. It's been a week or so. Haven't actually got it out riding yet, so that's good considering I have the tire on backwards. But anyways, been successful tubeless conversion so far, I think. Anyways, thanks for watching this video. There's a couple mess ups in it, of course, because that's normally what I do, but hopefully you get some tips and you won't do things silly like I do and mount tires backwards on the rims and that sort of thing. But anyways, don't forget, subscribe and like 2K Hauser MTB. See you around.
Oh, shut your face, Tubie Hauser.